I am so excited for today.
I am so nervous for today. We have barbecue legend, whole hog master Rodney Scott, who's recently taken on ribs at his restaurant. He's here to teach us everything.
You know who has ribs? We have ribs!
Here we go. We're here to talk ribs with the man. So we brought our already quartered half hog out here. What do you want to cook today?
Let's put some spares on and then maybe a whole hog when nobody's looking later.
That sounds good. Take these ribs off and these guys, just see what happens.
Let's get it all.
Bar that knife. Like, how much fat are you looking to have on a fat cap?
This right here is the limit for me.
Okay.
Because the way that we cook it, the whole animal is like this for 12 hours.
Yeah.
So all that fat is going through down into a direct bed of hot coals. And with that happening, you don't want the hot coals to catch fire or blaze. I personally prefer them no thicker than this.
Spare ribs off the belly, ribs off the loin.
Country style ribs off the picnic.
I mean, since we have 3 different cuts, is there an approach that you're thinking because there's different thickness, different fat content?
Same approach for me all the time. Be careful, pay attention, start slow. Because you can always add to it, but you can't really take away all the time. Right now, you're not thinking about this being delayed. You want to eat this.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make sure that we be careful on how we season it and how hot our pit is. I've screwed up some ribs before starting too hot. And you couldn't rip them apart, they were so tough. Just before I put them on the fire,
Yeah.
I sprinkle my rub on them. We use a basic rub with some other stuff added to it.
What's in that rub?
We got some paprika,
Uh-huh.
and then we got some paprika,
Uh-huh.
and then we put a little bit more paprika in there.
So paprika.
I personally like to just a little sprinkle over them.
Yeah, that's not overly aggressive. Like, what do you kind of imagine it?
You rub it and you bite into it, it's salty. When you just sprinkle it on there and give it a chance to cook through, it's usually a better flavor. Another thing I don't like to do is pre-rub my ribs too far ahead, because if you start to rub them and you stack them, they start massaging the ingredients all in there, and then you get that saltiness that you don't want. This is the way Rodney Scott seasons his ribs, with paprika.
With only paprika.
Only paprika. I was only using 2 types of paprika.
Yeah. You got to use at least 3 types of paprika.
All right.
Y'all may as well say he's full of
When someone comes to you and they wanna work, what are like the top 3 tenets that they need to learn?
First thing they need to do is be patient. They need to pay attention, because this could be a very intense job with the heat, and follow directions. You're not gonna get the same results every day from the same protein. Example, whole hogs. I've had whole hogs that were smaller than others, but they would take longer to cook.
I think you're aware that we're in New York City. We don't have a live fire pit. We do have a smoker, but I feel like we're showing up to a dinner party right now and like giving you a microwave to cook with. You don't use any electric smokers, but what do you think about them?
I've never used an electric smoker.
Really?
Whoa.
Other than on the road a couple places, but
And that's it.
they still produce great products.
It's a pretty nice smoking microwave. You put it,
We'll
set
make it
it,
work.
forget it.
We'll make it work. So you got some cherry in there.
Little cherry, little hickory. You're like real exclusive about your wood.
Yes, I like to use majority of oak, and every now and again add in a little hickory.
So I gotta get this going. What temperature do you want it at?
With that meat, I would stay around 220.
Perfect.
Go nice and slow, because it's not a real thick cut. 250 might cook it a little fast.
So we got about an hour. Anything else you want to cook in the meantime?
Let's go play around with a little something else. Let's get a smaller version of that ribeye and just play with it a little bit.
You're gonna go straight ribeye. All right, let's do it.
Yes.
Do you want a dry aged steak?
We don't have to have a dry aged steak,
But
I mean, if we're pushing the envelope here. It's gonna be good. I see some flavor right in that bone. Look at all of that. A little bit of sauce. With this, we can rub because we wanted to go in.
so we already talked about this paprika rub. Is this paprika sauce?
We got some cayenne in there, black pepper, and then we had a couple other things that we put in there that's not paprika.
What's the advantage of rubbing it with both the dry rub and the other stuff?
There's no paprika in this. This paprika complements that when they're both together. All right. Another 30 minutes, we'll take another peep at them.
Okay.
Sauce them up, flip them over, because we're making great progress, better than I thought.
Once we put the sauce on the ribs, how much longer?
Not long, because the sauce starts to break it down and make it nice and tender. And then we just want a little bit of color on the other side, and boom, we're good. We're gonna let them go, and we're gonna come back and double check on that experimental aged ribeye. Wow. I think we need to sauce and flip. Since we don't have a mop and we are in New York City, we're gonna do a makeshift mop. So you really wanna just get the sauce on it, just enough to coat it.
Is there anything else you're looking for?
Just a little color. We want a little bit more of this going on all over. I'm thinking we're gonna make it there probably within the time frame that we're expecting. Every pit is an adjustment for me because I've never used this one and I don't know how hot it would get. But one thing I've noticed, usually the bottom of the rib will get all of the texture and the color first. In this one, the top got all the texture and the color first.
Never thought about that.
Me either. We all just learned something. I listened to you tell me how your smoker operates, and we paid attention to how it was cooking the meat. So we learned that, hey, let's go ahead and flip it over, or else we're gonna be here an extra 2 hours.
Right.
Let's pull steak out.
Do it. Let's eat this steak.
We'll be back for the ribs shortly.
How big is the sandwich?
4 ounces.
That is a really reasonable amount of meat.
Cheers.
Cheers. Those are like a perfect summer sandwich.
I was skeptical of smoking the dry aged ribeye, but this is fantastic. Still taste the paprika.
That meat's pretty good. I might have to step up at home.
Perfect to mousse.
Yeah.
Let's eat some ribs.
Oh yeah. Well, these are already the best looking ribs that have come out of this smoker.
Woo! It looks great. I mean, it's like the Himalayas when you look on a map, you see the little bumps. When you got the tiny Himalayas there, nice color, should be nice and tender. So let's go with the picnic.
All right.
You got the blade, man.
Oh my God.
Well, that is a really, really good rib.
What do you think of the texture?
That's what I want. A little more fatty, which gives us a little more natural juices flowing through it.
It's like I'm eating a straight up pork chop. There's so much meat on it.
And the flavor, the closer you get up to the neck and the head, the flavor is just like a little bit more intense.
Very intense.
Want to go belly next or loin?
Let's go belly.
Let's, yeah, tap the flatlands.
All right, here we go. Belly. Wow, the belly really showed up,
I mean, a lot thinner, so you get a lot more spice.
but not too much spice. What do you think?
Exactly.
I feel like whenever I've done ribs, I've been like actually rubbing them in, but like watching you today, just
If we rubbed it in, this would have been more intense. Shall we move on? The loin. I like a little tug in my rib.
Yeah.
And because I like that tug, that loin area is where you're gonna get just that little bite, like you said, the pork chop bite.
Right.
You wanna enjoy the rib without biting into it and the whole thing slides off the bone.
Yeah.
That's great and everything, but me personally, I prefer a little tug.
want to earn it.
Yeah.
This is like neck and neck for the picnic for me. This is really,
I
really good.
might actually like this better.
Just a little tug. I don't like my rib meat falling off the bone. I like to serve my food the way that I enjoy it myself. And that's with that tug.
Because in order for it to fall off the bone, you just have to cook it and cook it, cook it. Do you feel like that's kind of like a rookie move? Like, just cook the hell out of it?
Not necessarily a rookie move, but just something I've never been a real fan of.
So what do you think? Cooking in the city?
This is definitely doable.
You're happy with the taste?
I'm still eating.
All right, good.
You went over like the 3 things you need to have like ingrained in you when you work at Rodney Scott Barbecue. You feel like that holds true no matter where you are?
No matter where you are. Be patient, pay attention, follow the rules.
Rodney, I would love to shake your hand, but that'll be very disgusting right now.
Yeah, we're a little greasy.
Thank you so much for doing this with us.
Thank y'all. Thanks for having me, man.
Such an honor.
Thank you. Thank
Cheers.
you.
We just learned how to use an electric smoker.
And for more about electronics from our friends at Verge,
Click here.
If I walk just a few blocks from this office, I can find a robot that will make me a latte, serve me a quinoa bowl, and now there's one that will make me a custom made to order.